Hey Maddox, this is Coach Tim with the Cincinnati Reds. How you doing, buddy? Long time since our camp at Mason High School. I hope you had a terrific summer. You, of course, are back in school now. Let's talk about that a little bit before we get into our hitting conversation here. You know, you've got a really, really nice swing, and I don't want to get too far ahead of either one of us, but the day may come years from now when there's a college or two that may want to have you come play baseball for them. And after they see how fast you run and how hard you can swing and how fast you can throw, they're going to look at your grades. Your test scores, your class rank, all of those things. It's really important now in the college world that baseball players, all athletes, are also good students. So whatever you need to do to be a good, you know what, not just a good, but an all-star student, make sure you're doing that, okay? And if I sound like your parents, well, guess what? Maddox, guilty as charged. It's the best advice we can give you. Now, speaking of the classroom, we're going to go to a hitting class a little bit here with Professor JoeyVotto. He's going to do the demonstrating while I do the talking. And as I mentioned, this is a really, really sophisticated swing. I've really enjoyed watching this over and over again. There's some things I want to share with you. It's a good spot right there. Make sure that when we do our tee work, that we're trying to clip the top part of that tee. A lot of guys think that what we're trying to do is to pick that ball off the tee cleanly. We're really not. I like to see just a little bit of that top of that tee get hit. So that tells me that the bulk of your bat is hitting the bottom third of that baseball, because we're looking for backspin line drives. Okay, we're going to drive that ball to and through the outfield, not pop-ups. And our ground balls are going to be mishits that end up being screaming ground balls. That's the idea. All the talk about launch angle, that's really what that is. Okay, so let's go back. Now, remember that we had 5 hitting banners at camp, and the first one was entitled Heel Down. It describes the position the hitter's in, just like Joey here. He's taking his stride, and the hitter is in that heel down position once that heel is, guess what, down on the ground. That's why we call it that. All right, now let's get you into that position. There's some differences here, clearly, that we need to address. But it's not so much because you're not in the same, you can just take a look at your upper body here, the comparison. We're looking for hands about shoulder high, knob of the bat pointed down toward the catcher's feet, toes in a straight line back to the pitcher. Head should be right over the belt buckle, splitting our body in two, center of gravity right underneath us. And those hands are going to be pushed back at or slightly inside that back elbow, and we want those knees to be inside our feet. Okay? So clearly, lower half, you're looking really good. Upper half, we got something to talk about. And what we're going to talk about is not just the position you're in now, but when you get into this position. One of the force multipliers that we have in the swing, and it's a very essential one, is a separation between our upper half and our lower half. And hitters achieve that when they take their stride by not beginning their swing until that heel's on the ground. Watch Joey here. As his foot comes forward, watch his hands. They're not, are they? He's kind of walking away from his hands. Now, this was a double, all right, to right center. So he does swing. See that? It's go time once that foot's on the ground. But not until. It's as though Maddox, he's got a giant rubber band. I like this visual. I know it may seem kind of silly, but I found that it helps me visualize the feeling that I'm trying to attain here. When that foot hits the ground, we want to take the slack out of that rubber band. Tighten that rubber band up and feel that power. Okay? We can't do that if our hands are coming forward as our foot's coming forward. That's what's happening here. It's not that you're in a bad position here. It's that you shouldn't be here yet. You should be here when that foot hits the ground. All right? That's that separation. The baseball guys call it, I'm not sure if our scientists would agree with the term, we call it torque. Maybe it is the correct one. And it's just, we do it when we throw, we do it when we hit, we do it whenever we're trying to do something that is rotational, project something forward. Okay? So get into that good heel down position, but tighten the rubber band. You got it? See that? See, not only do you lose power, for the reason I just explained, but you also lose adjustability. You lose the ability to adjust to a pitch that's coming at a velocity and a location that you weren't anticipating, which is what the pitcher's trying to do every single time he throws the ball at you, right? He's trying to fool you. So when Joey keeps his hands back here, He could be dead wrong. He's looking for a fastball. Something off speed is coming. He has the ability to adjust to that, to still drive it into right field or left field for a single or a double. Or maybe he just fouls it off and gets another pitch, where us mere mortals are walking back to the dugout, strike three, right? So keep your hands back. But I want to make this point because it's very, very critical. We don't want to get here and wait, and then swing. Here, a lot of guys talk about getting your foot down early. Well, getting your foot down early is better than getting it down late, because getting your foot down late means that your foot may be in the air as you're beginning that swing. You can't hit a baseball with your front foot off the ground, so it's better early than late. But how about it's best that we're on time? And this is what this is. That heel is down and it's go time. In fact, some guys will teach that the swing, as the swing begins, that's what pushes the foot on the ground, just to make sure that that's the timing issue, that we're going right at it. See, when a pitcher throws you an off-speed pitch, he wants you to get out here and wait, because we break what we call the kinetic chain. I've got the World Series game on the background here. And Jose Altuve, who's 5'0", can hit the ball as far as anybody. And he doesn't do that because he opens up his shirt and there's a giant Superman ass on there, right? He just gets his parts all working at the same time. Not at the same time, excuse me, at the correct time, in the proper sequence. And that's what guys like Joey Votto can do. That's why that timing is very important. So I don't want to leave you thinking that, let's get here, okay, let's get set up, and then we go. All right, next thing that I want to just caution you about is how you flatten the bat right here. See how that bat flattens? We call that laying off the bat head. Now, you do a wonderful job at recovering, but take a look at the bat path that Joey takes. It's not a straight path. We'll just call it straight-ish, because we don't take our hands directly to the ball. That would be kind of pushing the hands instead of whipping that barrel. But take a look at what he does. He pulls the knob of that bat to the ball. Boy, I did a nice job on that yellow line. I pretty much nailed it. Okay, so he is not, notice how that bat is not flattening. He's not bending his wrists. As I mentioned, we call that laying off the bat head. And that typically has some bad consequences at the point of contact. Now, you're a fine athlete and you recover, but remember, this is just tee work. Okay? So from this position, I'm going to pretend that your foot's on the ground right now, because that would be a decent upper body position, a good heel down position. From here, I don't want you to bend those wrists. I want you to maintain that angle. Maintain that angle. See how you bend him? Watch Joey. He holds it, holds it, holds it. It's not until he gets here that he releases that top hand through the ball. So it's one of the very few times when I'm going to suggest to you that what you do here is nothing with those hands. You just pull them down inside the ball, and that will give you the hitting plane that you're looking for. That will help that bat get to the hitting zone early, and it will help you strike it at the proper uppercut, because it should be a 7 to 10 degree uppercut, and it will help you stay on that path a little bit longer. Let's get you to contact here. In fact, that's good because you're just past contact, which is where Joey is. Take a look at you two guys. All right? Firm front side. You've locked out that front hip and knee. Palm up, palm down. Head right where it belongs. Your head is stacked over your shoulder, over your back knee. Head, shoulder, over back knee. Elbow is tucked in. Firm front side. About 120 degree angle. Same there. Rolled up. Heel in the air, laces toward the pitcher. I'm telling you, when I said this is a good swing, I wasn't kidding. All right, you keep it up. I hope you come back and see us. You're a good athlete, and as I mentioned before, I think you've got a lot of wonderful baseball ahead of you, and I hope you let the Cincinnati Reds participate in that. I really do. Okay, Maddox, until next summer, this is Coach Tim, along with Joey Votto saying, Go Reds. See you, Maddox.